welcome to the Non-Binary Show. I'm Mika and I'm non-binary.
I'm Sam and I'm bisexual.
We've been going out for less than a year and we're already getting married.
And that means there's a lot we still don't know about each other.
So each episode we pick a different topic and have an honest conversation.
Today,
love at first sight.
da, 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 da.
A lot of different people say different things about love at first sight.
Yeah.
Some say it's a hoax. Some
It's
say
a hoax.
Yeah.
Did Bill Gates make it?
probably.
He's putting it in people's brains,
Yeah.
making people believe in it.
Shit. I knew I shouldn't have a computer in my bedroom.
This is all because I signed into Google.
So yeah, what do you think about love at first sight?
I think first we should look at some news.
Oh yeah? I forgot we have news. I'm sorry.
Okay, this week's news is just... This is a Miriam Margolyes appreciation thing. This has come back in the news. I think it came back on my feed for some reason. But I'm putting it down to the fact that Lawrence Chaney on Drag Race UK...
You know that doing the accent might be offensive.
Half of our listenership has already disappeared because of that.
Probably. So I wouldn't do the accents.
Okay. But Lawrence Chaney... we recently had Snatch Game on Drag Race UK, and Lawrence Chaney, I'm dropping the accent now, she went as Miriam Margolyes, and it wasn't that good of a performance.
I think just a bit choked.
A little bit.
Because everyone expected more because Lawrence is great at comedy.
Yeah.
It's like the first time she showed up on the show, it was just like laughing and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they tried to edit this show to make Lawrence look like this year's bag of chips.
Yeah, maybe.
This is your first Drag Race series ever.
Yeah, I haven't seen
So
it.
you didn't see series 1.
But the name Bag of Chips, to me, means that someone was just taking a piss.
Yeah, Bagger's a comedy queen.
Yeah.
That's like Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a very serious article. This was like an in-depth interview with Miriam Margolyes for The Guardian. And I've just picked out some of the best bits, right? Have you ever heard of her before Drag Race?
No.
I didn't think you would have.
Still have no idea who she is.
Okay, so you probably know her as Professor Sprout in the Harry Potter films. She was
not a Harry Potter fan.
She was the professor of herbology. She teaches the magicalness of plants.
Oh, maybe then. Yeah.
Right? If you've ever seen her in an interview, you know she is so open talking about sex. I've got a quote here from this interview, right? She's always been like this. According to the actor Tony Robinson, in one of her first acting jobs, she turned up late to rehearsals, apologised and said she'd been wanking off a park keeper.
Okay.
You get the idea now.
Paints a picture.
Oh, yeah. Basically, she's so out there. She was on This Morning as well. One time she was on This Morning, Phil and Holly had to apologise on her behalf because she accidentally said the word twat.
That's why we have our show on explicit. So we don't have to be...
Something's telling me that wasn't an accident for her
Yeah,
either.
probably.
There's also a thing I remember, she was on Graham Norton with Chandler from Friends. She was sitting right next to Matthew Perry, and I can't remember the story now, but she just went, and I creamed in my knickers. And then Matthew Perry looked so disgusted. So I love this interview with The Guardian because I've highlighted some of my favourite bits, and I love these things. Like, I wasn't really interested in men, and I'm still not. I'm not interested in their souls, because very few men have souls.
Oh, shots fired.
I can like them, and I have my male friends, but I just don't feel groin excitement from them. She has such a way with words.
Oh, man.
So she came out to her parents when she was 27. She didn't have a girlfriend until she was 27. And it was the 60s. and her parents were supportive, but they were worried about her because the world wasn't ready. That's what she said in this interview. The world just wasn't ready at the time. And now she's been with her current partner for nearly 52 years. Oh, wow. And if this is an old article, they've been together even longer than that now, right? They live long distance.
Oh.
Her partner lives in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And they only see each other a few times a year anyway, right? And she thinks that's the key to why it's worked so well.
Yeah.
Because they've got nothing to hide. They trust each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a question here. Do you still fancy each other after all this time? I don't get wet when I look at her, if that's what you mean.
No. She smiles mischievously.
I don't feel physical lust, but I feel mental lust. I love talking to her, and I suppose my happiest moments really are just lying in bed with her and looking at the ceiling and talking.
That's what we do sometimes.
Yeah, it's really sweet, actually. We don't look at the ceiling.
Well, sometimes I do lay on my back and just like, we just talk.
Yeah, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't look at the ceiling, I look at you. I try and look at you through the darkness.
Oh, okay. Is that all your news?
Yeah, I think so. I just highlighting how amazing she is.
Yeah.
So our topic, love at first sight.
So what do you think?
I didn't used to believe in it, but seeing how quickly we connected, despite that, I'm still not sure I believe in it.
Yeah.
I think it's I think the thing that happened with us is soulmates.
Yeah.
I didn't believe in soulmates, and because of us and that connection, I now believe in soulmates. I still don't believe in love at first sight. I don't think you can find love at first sight on Tinder because it's very superficial. So you can't have a go at me for not thinking that about you.
Yeah, it's one fact that we met on Tinder makes me feel like a bit cliche. It's like, oh,
Right.
we met on Tinder, but the way it goes, like after that, we never came back to it.
No.
It's just like, and the thing is that it wasn't, well, from my perspective, for people who didn't hear the story about us,
Yeah.
I wasn't looking anymore. I had the Tinder for lockdown because I was bored and lonely. And at that point, I was like, oh, I have all these dating apps. I just want to delete them. And then I just went on it, and something in me wanted to swipe right and like, and yeah,
So this face wasn't love at first sight.
I don't know. Like, no, that's the thing. Like, something in me made swipe. And then we kicked it off very good at texting.
Yeah.
Like, it was very fluent and very nice and stuff. And, like, I felt good. And I didn't question it. And I didn't think, oh, I found love or something. No, it was, like, very nice. And I did treat it as a sign.
Yeah.
Because, well, I wanted to delete it. I was just on that app to delete it. And then somehow we matched very quickly. And, yeah.
So did it show you on Tinder that I was online or something?
No, I
Is that how
think...
quickly it was?
I think I matched you at some point. And then when I turned the Tinder... When I decided to delete it, you matched me back. You liked me back and we matched at that point. And I was like, you have a match. And you texted me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's cool. That's the thing. At that moment, when I opened the app, we matched and you texted me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I took it as a sign and I was like, oh, what the hell? Just have some fun. Yeah. A bit long-term fun.
Hi.
Not complaining. Yeah. I don't... The thing is with the love at first sight is that some people, like all people, think about it differently, understand it differently. To understand what love is and attraction is and everything, like there's a lot about it.
Yeah.
With us, what you said, that we were soulmates, I do feel that because it was, you are an introvert. You having trouble talking to people you don't know. You're a bit closed and like I had to talk to you, like take answers out of you.
Yeah.
Like a bit force them, but it still didn't feel like I had to force myself to talk to you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it's still like if I just throw the random question.
You know which random question I'm thinking of.
Stop.
So, we were lying in the grass in a field.
I panicked.
We had gotten lost. I got us lost, walking around a lake. And we were lying in the grass, and this one here tries to break the silence by asking me if I watch lesbian porn.
I panicked, and I panicked.
You panicked and you panicked.
And if people watch Friends and know Chandler, I am basically Chandler. When I panic, awkward situations like that, I just make them even worse by doing something stupid and like funny. Yeah. Well, it did make you talk.
Yeah.
And it's like funny to remember. And as soon as I
keep telling yourself that, like, funny.
As soon as I said it, I realized how stupid it sounded. But yeah, never mind that. But it still went, like, we still had some kind of a connection.
Yeah.
And maybe not the first sight, but we were looking at... How long our date take?
About 3 hours?
Yeah, well, like, we were walking around this huge lake,
Yeah.
reservoir. Is it lake?
It's a reservoir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were walking around that. We got lost, and like it didn't drag. The time didn't drag, which I'm getting bored very easily usually. But this time, like, we had things to talk about, and then we discovered that we both like music, and that the music thing just very, like, I think that's what glued us. When we started talking about music, because I'm not a professional musician or anything, but I love music.
Yeah.
Like, I love everything with music, and and I think that what glued us together mostly. And that first kiss, which I couldn't forget for like 2 or 3 days.
That first kiss, I swear there was electricity.
There was definitely electricity. Like, now we sound probably people throwing up how cheesy we sound.
Like, ugh.
So, for the record, we were throwing up too. How cheesy it was. Every single time we talked about what's going on between us, like for a month, we were saying, "What the fuck? Like, I don't want to sound cheesy, but I just can't, like, those feelings."
I actually got stomach aches for like the first week after that date.
Yeah.
I literally could not stop thinking about you.
I called them dragons, and we started to calling them dragons.
Yeah.
Because it was butterflies, but on steroids.
They hurt inside me so much. I couldn't eat.
It's like
it
when
hurt to eat.
It's like when you're really anxious about something, and you get that stomach ache.
Yeah.
It was like that. And I was thinking, what the fuck is going on? I had butterflies before, but not dragons.
No.
What the hell? And it was like every single time we met, it was like...
It only got more intense.
Yeah,
it hurt more every time.
Yeah, just... Oof. Now dial down. It happens just sometimes because we live together and we see each other all the time. I think it's like... We have other connections and other things. But that first month was like the most intense I've ever felt. And the thing is, we both were a bit scared to say everything. Because it would sound like I'm a creep or you a creep for feeling this way. Like, attached very quickly. And like,
yeah, I'm very clingy when it comes to relationships. And I was very scared about telling you I love you so soon.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell you after about 2 weeks.
So I'm not that clingy. I'm kind of keep the distance, but I couldn't. So yeah, I was feeling the same. Like, I wanted to leave you alone, and you kept saying that you should like keep distance as well, because we just wanted to be together forever. And that was like very nerve-wracking, because at one point, like, your logic says I have to be my own person, and I don't need anyone, and this has just started, and it shouldn't happen like that. And your heart just goes, go for it. Yeah, so we just went for it. I proposed after like 3 months. I just said fuck it, as soon as we can marry each other, we'll be the best.
I can't believe you had a ring in your pocket for so long.
I think I bought it after a month and a half. And I, like, I,
Oh my god! At what point did you think I'm gonna marry her one day?
don't remember exactly, but we had this very, very nice date. You took me to the burger place, like a beer
That's
place.
so romantic.
It was like,
Oh yes,
it wasn't too fancy, the
Yeah.
place, but it
no,
was
it's
very
nice. Like a gastro pub kind
Yeah.
of thing. They have a lot of beer barrels on display. They pride themselves on their
And
burgers
you-
and beers.
And you had like a voucher thing, like a coupon
Yeah, I
thing.
got given an experience thing for Christmas. The
Yeah.
Christmas before, and I hadn't used it yet. It had been about 8 months.
Yeah.
And I thought, you want to go there with me? It's a dinner for two.
Yeah, so we went there. We dressed up nicely. We went there. There's a little tiny pond there as well, and like it was very romantic.
Why
and
am I
very
getting
nice.
butterflies again? This is so
Go
weird.
take Rennie's.
Not sponsored by Rennie's.
Unfortunately,
Other antacids are available.
that day, it was very emotional as well because like it was
Yeah.
so nice and stuff, and like feelings just going everywhere.
We had gone shopping that afternoon as well. We had literally spent the whole day together.
Yeah.
My parents were on holiday at the time.
Yeah.
And sorry if you're only hearing this for the first time, Mum and Dad. She stayed the night while you were away. Lots of nights.
Oh, I hope they never hear this.
I think the neighbours heard it.
Stop.
If they didn't know before, the neighbours told them, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, and then that evening, we started talking about the future.
Yeah.
And when you said the words,
I said, I honestly see myself marrying you someday. But I didn't want to do it unless I was in a stable place in my life. I wanted to have a stable job. I wanted to have good income. I wanted to propose to you. That was the thing. I wanted to be able to do that to you.
yeah, so we talked about this a few times, and I promised you that I will let you do it. And
Yeah.
the reason I got the ring was to have the ring to give you when you proposed to me. I know I bought it way too early. And then the thing is, because of lockdown and COVID, and things feel very like hard and like temporary.
Yeah.
And it feels like not a lot of things you can do. And everything's very like dragged. And to me, it felt like if I let you do it, it will be ages.
Yeah. Because I wanted to do things right in my head.
Yeah. And when I actually thought I'm gonna do it, in the morning you told me that you have a plan. And I was like, shit. I was like, shit, now I can't do it now because she has a plan. And then long story short, I did it after all, and that's what you need to know, not more.
And the ring is so pretty.
Yeah, well,
I don't put that much emphasis on what the ring looks like either. I'm not that superficial.
that's why I bought the ring that looks cute and like suits you, and it doesn't look like it doesn't belong on your hand.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
and
I have very small hands.
very small hands, and you always like more casually dressed. So for you to wear this ring every day would be like having a big rock. Would just be,
Yeah.
and you said that having a rock would just be.
I felt like I would just
inconvenient.
snag my clothes all the time
Yeah.
with such a big rock.
So
yeah.
my wallet said, and we went on with our day. Do you have anything else to say about us?
I just want to emphasize that I didn't think this was love at first sight, but I suddenly believed in the idea of a soulmate. I actually do believe that there is one perfect person out there for everybody. And chances are you will never find that person, but sometimes you do. And it's electricity and fireworks and everything, and it will be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literal fireworks.
Yeah. Go listen back to our episode called The Story of Us. Are you ready?
Yeah, so I have asked some people on Lithuanian group about love at first sight, and did they ever experience it? Did they believe in it, and all that kind of stuff. And one person says the thing you said, like similar to what you said, like it's not really a love at the first sight. It's more like very big attraction, and then it develops into love.
But are they kind of saying that you have to work at it?
Not work at it, it's just like, well, because we don't know each other, right? You see someone, and because you don't know their soul, and you don't know what they like, and like don't know how they are like.
Yeah.
So you just look at them, and if it fits your eyes, what your eyes want to see, you kind of want to be next to them, and then find out more. So it is a bit of a work, but it's not like hard work. It's just you already want to be next to them and ask them those questions and want to know them.
Yeah. You're saying there would have to have been something there for you to go for it in the first place?
Yeah, so there are things like energies, and some people do believe in them, some people don't. But there's vibes.
Oh my God, I loved your vibes on that first date. You looked so confident and cool. And I was like, what is she going to see in me?
I still am cool.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm not saying you're not.
I cried once, okay.
But I looked at you, like you picked me up in your car, and you had one hand on the steering wheel, and you like a stereotypical bad boy. The only thing you were missing there was a leather jacket,
which came up after it got very cold. Not very cold, colder, because it was 30 degrees that day. So I was wearing just like my binder, which is like a vest top, and my shorts. But after that, a few days after, it got a bit chilly. So I just had the leather jacket, and
oh, it really popped. Yeah,
that's how I drive, by the way.
One hand on the wheel.
I always drive like that because you have to shift.
Yeah.
But
you had the muscles like in that position, and I'm like so I got some vibes from that, definitely.
That's all very shallow.
Huh?
Very shallow.
No, not shallow, because we've been texting for a few days before that.
Oh yeah,
I knew what you were like.
Yeah, a bit.
And now I suddenly had the vibes to go with that person.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Some people have matching energy and some people don't. Sometimes it's enough for that person to be next to you, and you just don't want them to be next to you.
Yeah.
It's just happens. So that person might not be a bad person. What are you doing?
I am getting something from my gallery.
What is it?
So I am very interested in astrology, and I've recently started learning how to read tarot. You already know what I'm talking about, don't you?
So what she did was...
You found out that I'm a Scorpio, and then I found out that you're a Taurus, and I googled Taurus-Scorpio compatibility. Sex. Because I was very nervous about my first time with a non-male person. And what it says is... hang on to your dildos.
The first sentence. I can confirm.
I can't find it now.
No,
I've got a lot of pictures in here.
It's okay, don't. But yeah, what you did was just search that and send me that, and I was even more nervous because I thought, well, now I have to deliver, and I did. Yeah, so I think people's energies are important as well. Love contains a lot of factors. I don't think love is as one thing. I think love is a lot of things around it.
It's that perfect combination of everything, though.
Yeah.
That's how I think... That's what I think love is.
So that was from Vakaria. I didn't mention the name. I forgot.
Is there anything else you want to mention? What she said?
So what she says is, because you have that attraction at first, it just lets you love get to love the person easier because you're already attracted to them, and then just fall in love with them. And you look at their better qualities at first, like good qualities, and you don't maybe see the less important qualities. She says maybe it's just a hoax, but in her experience, and probably a lot of people would say, that it's worth it to try and like to let yourself fall in love.
Yeah. That's the thing. I didn't want to let myself feel these things because I do get my hopes up very quickly,
Yeah.
especially about relationships.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I let myself down.
Yeah.
And I've only got myself to blame because I let myself get my hopes up.
You
So
fall, but
much.
there's no one to catch you.
Aww.
And this person is 17 years old, so props.
What's her name?
Vakare.
Vakare.
So this person is quite warm my heart a bit. It's short but sweet.
And what's their name?
So Ida says, it's for you to decide if it's love at first sight. We texted, next day we met at a pizza place. And then the day after that, we met again, spent the night, and now they live together for 14 years.
Aww.
And they are in marriage for 2 and a bit. It's very sweet.
Yeah. That's a big comment.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna translate like every single thing, but this is not that great of a story. Like, it's a good story, but it's not very joyful, unfortunately.
Patras?
So Patras says that he was in love only 3 times, but he only still feels love for one of the person after years.
Oh.
So he met him like 7-8 years ago, and like there's just saw a photo and that was enough. And when he see him in person, it was like, you know, the heart was just pumping hard and all the symptoms.
Yeah.
And he just wanted to talk to that person a lot and just be with that person. It's just similar to us. Like if one of us would be a bit colder, if for one of us it would be hard. Because we wanted to be with each other and we just let ourselves be with each other. Because every time we said, well, maybe we need spend some time apart and stuff. And we're just like, nah.
Try and control how intense this
Yeah.
is because it's so scary.
But then we just give in.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Do you love me? That kind of thing.
Yeah. So they were friends with benefits and all that.
Oh.
Yeah, like, but that other guy wasn't committing, and he knew that he has to let it be. Like, if he has this or nothing from him. And this guy was bisexual, so he found a girl and just moved on with the girl.
Oh.
And he emigrated and stuff. And he still feels feelings for that person after a long time. Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
it's really sad.
It is really sad.
I really hope that like he has time to heal and he heals eventually.
I hope he finds someone else he can have that connection with.
Yeah.
That's really sad.
I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna cry. Don't worry. But
No, I did want to read this one because that like it's nice to hear good love stories, but sometimes shit happens.
I kind of got the feeling that the story was gonna go that way because I was gonna ask, do you feel that love at first sight exists even if it's not for both people?
Yeah, definitely. That's the worst.
Unrequited love at first sight.
Though there are crushes,
Yeah.
which is not love, really.
No.
So sometimes you can like feel crush on someone and feel the crush from the first sight,
Yeah.
but it's not love. And so, but yeah, if you like, he said that they met on and off, and he emigrated, and they met again. Like they used to be genuine friends. And that other person was just not interested into having a relationship. I like this one. This one is good to remember things.
Right.
So I asked this: do you believe in love at first sight and all
Yeah.
that? And Migla says, no, never, and I don't think I will ever feel it because I'm demiromantic.
Ooh.
And that is a reminder that yes, some people would probably never feel it because that's how they are.
So, I believe I know what demisexual means. I think demisexual means that you can only feel sexually attracted to someone if there's romance involved. So is demiromantic where you can't feel romance unless there's a sexual attraction?
No, so I'm reading off Google.
That's okay.
A demiromantic person is someone who only develops romantic feelings for another person when they have a strong emotional connection to them. So
Emotional.
you have to know the person to feel romantically attached, romantic connections to them. Same with demisexual, where you have to know the person to have sex with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. See,
So yeah,
we're not experts, are we?
No,
we're
no
not.
one is.
We're not pretending we're experts either. So this kind of stuff where we are still learning about other identities, I think it's great.
yeah. That's why I saved this comment, because I think it's great that someone
Yeah.
is actually like that and identifies like that.
Who's the next one from?
So we have two similar ones, I guess. So Lucas says, I don't believe in it, and it's usually just attraction, and you just become hurt and just left. And he thinks that you can feel love after a while only, like just maybe being friends, or because some people actually do that, think that they have to be friends first and then fall in love.
Yeah.
Again, that's how demiromantics are.
Yeah.
And Emilia says, love, not really, but maybe an attraction from the first sight. And after that, it just depends on luck, how it goes.
Just develops from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's the thing. Like, if you don't believe in love at first sight, it doesn't mean you don't believe in love at all.
No.
Yeah, just some people never experience that because of different identities they have. Oh, I like this one as well. So Gabriele says that her story is a bit different, and she has principles that she had a principle to just have a girlfriend. She just wanted a goal, have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And when she started talking to the girl she met, after a few days, she realized she's like fell in. That's basically how it was for us. At first, you were just like, we're gonna casually meet, and then it's like, oh shit,
Yeah, pretty
I'm in
much.
trouble now. And the girl didn't really look at her that much. Only after a few weeks, she probably talked her into like talking to her. You know, like
Yeah.
if someone doesn't want to look at you, you have to stand in front of them and say, hi, I'm here. And actually they end up together, and they're together for 1 year and 4 months now.
Nice.
So a bit bumpy, but good.
Yeah. That's the thing. Love can just happen in loads of different ways. It doesn't just have to be instant from the first connection.
Yeah. Ula says she didn't believe in love, and she was thinking like, what a nonsense. Like, it's not possible that a human can love like that. Just everything's end up anyway at the, like, everything ends.
Oh.
That's what she thought.
Pessimist.
But then she saw her,
Oh.
and she realized that she wasn't right about
Then
that
I saw her face.
Now I'm a believer. I'm so sorry.
I love Shrek.
And she found what she was looking for a long time, and now she thinks that answer to the question, do you believe in love in the first sight?
Yeah.
100%.
Wow.
So yeah.
Great. And what was her name, sorry?
Ula.
Ula.
Excuse Sam's pronunciation.
Hey, I'm learning.
So this is an admin of the group, Titas. And he responded the first, because I think he has to approve things first. I don't know, but he was the first to respond to the question. And he says, he did feel, it did happen to him once. Maybe not once, it did happen to him. And he just saw him, and then it's like a thunder struck him. And after that minute, he just did everything to be next to that person. And he can't even explain how it's possible, but
Yeah.
how that's the thing, you can't even explain how you feel, because it's like so weird. It's just, you understand that you have to give that person space, and you can't just wrap yourself around their leg and just keep being carried everywhere. Well, you want to.
You know what I'm thinking about. I'm so sorry, people. I've got sex on the brain. Don't know why.
Fix that later.
Oh, oh damn.
Dallas says, of course, things like that happen. And on the first date, sometimes you see the eyes are bright and like sparkly, and you have these butterflies and stuff.
Yeah.
Simona says the same thing few people said before, because sometimes it's just attraction and maybe physical attraction as well. Yeah, and then you just kind of... Well, what she says is you choose to be with that person and to love that person. It didn't happen to me. I didn't choose. Unless subconsciously. But I don't know. Because I was just like, oh, I'm all there now. And she says you can fall in love from the first sight. But not love. So like people who fall in love might fall out of love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's just reminded me of that dinner date we talked about at the burger place. After that dinner, we went for a nice walk around a lake. I asked you a question. Do you feel like there's a difference between loving someone and being in love with someone? And I kind of remember your answer now.
Yes, there is a difference.
But I asked you that because I felt like I had fallen in love with you, and I thought that there is a difference.
That's the thing, because we both, like in our mid-20s, we had experience with different people and we met different people, and we, at some point, I thought I loved a boy.
Oh.
Like, I thought that, but then again, when I met a girl, I was like, no, that thing with the boy wasn't a love.
Oh, yeah.
And then I thought that was love. And then I met you, and it's just... Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying anything, but if you don't work out, I'll probably die from the next love. if it's even like on a higher level, I'll just die, because this one was so intense. I had stomach aches.
What makes you think this won't work out?
I'm not saying that, but just a joke.
I love you too.
I'm in love with you.
And I'm in love with you too.
Yeah, and that day we figured out that we're in love with each other.
Yeah.
It's not just love. It's actually quite interesting what Simona said, like in the last part of her comment.
Yeah.
That and what she said about the love from the first sight, and then after that you might just like, there's a difference between love at first sight and loving.
Yeah.
Unless you met in other lives, but this is a different topic. So I like these things that people... You know, there were movies around it as well, around this topic. And it's always like fascinating to think that people find each other after lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very nice to think about it.
You know what? I have thought about it too, to be honest.
Well, that's how soulmates are, I think.
I think it was Aristotle. I'm going to get philosophical now. I think it was Aristotle that said, we are born with 2 hands, 2 feet, 2 eyes, 2 ears, but we're only born with 1 heart, because somebody else has the other half. And once you find that other person, that's when you feel complete.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It is kind of true. Of course, heart and love is not related. It's just philosophically they are related, but it's not really related.
It's probably stomachs, isn't it? Because when you find that perfect person, you get stomach aches for a week.
It's your brain. It's your brain.
We're only born with 1 brain. You have to find the other one.
But that's the thing. I think when you find that other one, and you make each other complete, even if you're not completing like fully. But that's the thing someone said, that you want to grow together.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if you don't have to change for the other person, and you shouldn't have to change. But when you feel yourself being a better person around them, not because you consciously like trying to impress them and stuff, but actually just feeling like you care more about that person.
You want to grow. Yeah.
and you want to change some of your habits, and it feels easy because that person is around, and that person helps you to change those bad habits when before you couldn't even think of changing them. And it's like it's not changing your life completely, but it's like little adjustments here and there that makes you as a couple like complete. And then like it is beautiful when you think about it.
I think this is a really good discussion for an episode. I really liked this.
Okay.
If you have any love at first sight stories, or if you have a certain opinion on whether or not you believe in it, you can get in touch with us on our socials, or you can email us at non.by.neri.pod@gmail.com. You can send us emails now. And pictures.
But like appropriate pictures, please.
Yes, please.
If you found your love, we would love to see the pictures and maybe post them if they're nice.
But don't show us any dick pics.
No, thanks.
We don't want to see that.
Just appropriate.
Appropriate dick pics.
If it's covered, just like a blanket. A picture of blanket.
It's just a stock image of a neatly folded blanket. Yeah.
Okay.
Send us your blanket picture.
Thanks for listening to this episode of The Non-Binary Show.
You can follow and message us on Instagram at non.by.neri, or over on Facebook at facebook.com/non.by.neri.show.
We're posting a lot more podcast updates and stuff from our personal lives, but most of the time you'll see queer memes.
You can also send us a voice message on Anchor at anchor.fm/non-binary. That's all one word, no dots.
Send us a voice message and you might be in our next episode.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.